just
insane
happened.
video review.
I don't believe that just happened, Joey.
Well, great fodder for the hottest, most controversial news show on Twitch, Under Review.
Welcome, everybody, to another edition of Under Review. My name is Phil Levanko. That's the head of officiating for the Major Arena Soccer League, Ryan Sigich. We debate the most debatable decisions in indoor soccer. And Ryan, we've got so many plays to go through today. Why don't we just head straight to the show?
Let's go, Phil.
We'll start in St. Louis with the play that has the MASL buzzing. Ambush, Tropics, 6-5, set piece for Florida, and Drew Ruggles rings the underside of the bar with a shot that bounces around and is ruled no goal. The play goes to review and the call stands. I've got my thoughts on this, but you'll have to ask yourself this question while watching the play. Is there a definitive angle that the ball is over the line? Because you can't just think it's over the line, you have to know it's over the line. Ryan, why don't you tell us what you see on this play?
Well, correct, Phil. I mean, it's really simple as that. Unless we have a camera looking straight down the goal line, it's really not definitive one way or the other. We look at it, the referees in the correct position to call this during live play. Kyle Trimble he's as close as he could possibly get. The ruling on the field at the time, the call on the field was no goal.
One more play from St. Louis. After review, Andre Hayne is awarded a blue card and a yellow card for this elbow on Christian Briggs. Ryan, do you think it should be more? Because I sure do.
Well, Phil, I think this is a great example of VR working correctly. A 50-50 ball, both players coming together. It does look like Hayne gets to the ball first, but then when the ball's gone, he raises his right arm and makes contact with Briggs when not challenging for the ball. I think the force is medium, but as referees were directed when there is contact to a player's face or head area, when not challenging for the ball, and when the ball is not in playing distance, that it should be at a minimum a major penalty of a 2+5, which is what the call is here by Kyle Trimble.
We're going to head to Tacoma now. We've got one of those gray area plays here, Ryan, and the Sockers are going to get a call for too many men on the field. This is a tricky one for me. Did Nick Pereira hop on too soon? Did Tyler John get off in time? What is your assessment on the play?
Well, Phil, these line change type of substitutions become a little bit tricky, as you referenced. The whole key to this is a couple different things. Number one, where is the ball? If the ball is in the vicinity of the benches, which in this case it is, it does increase the likelihood of a violation. And then secondly, and more importantly, is does the team or player gain an advantage? So the question becomes, did Pereira touch or play the ball prior to when his line mate was off of the field? And remember, it's not within the dash lines. The dash lines are primarily there only for kick-ins. So it matters, are they completely off of the field? I think technically this is the correct decision. Pereira played the ball before his line mate was off.
You can see Tyler John jump back too. So to me, that means he's involved in the play. I think it's a good call as well.
Yes, Phil, I mean, had the ball been on the other side of the field or not in the vicinity of the benches, then there would be no violation, as no advantage would have been gained.
We've got two spectacular saves from both coasts of MASL keepers. Are we going to ruin their highlight by saying the ball crossed the line? Let's stay in Tacoma for Boris Pardo's otherworldly stop on Nick Pereira. The play goes to video review. And Ryan, let's not ruin good moments here. In my opinion, I don't think this is a goal. I think this is a spectacular stop.
Yeah, Phil, I don't disagree. And just like earlier with my comments, is that unless we have a definitive camera angle that is right down the goal line, it's going to be virtually impossible to determine entirely, did the ball fully and wholly cross the entire plane or the entire goal line. And so we look at referee's position. There's a good position there by Grady, to call this, and we have to go with the call that's on the field.
East Coast, Best Coast now at the Adirondack Bank Center for Andrew Coughlin's goal-saving play against the Harrisburg Heat. Coughlin dives onto the ball before it crosses the line, and in my opinion, 100% no goal. You can see it never crossed. Ryan, let's stay in Utica to end the show here. The Blues are going to be down 3-2 in the fourth quarter for this wild play that's going to lead to their game-tying goal. Harrisburg's Matt Bream and friend of the show, Joey Tavernisi, get tangled up in the corner. Breen is given a blue card here, and Ryan, in my opinion, I think the veteran Tavernisi sort of angled himself to draw the card.
Well, I agree with you, Phil. I mean, this is a fast play. The defender there, Breen, he gets position along the boards, and the experienced player that Tavernisi is, he just runs into the boards. You know, the contact in real time appears much more severe than what it really is when we look at it on video. And then from the restart, there's a shot on goal. The defender, Ortiz, is going to ground. His arms come away from his body, and it clearly stops and interferes with the shot on goal. So it seems a bit harsh, but this is the correct call. Had this not been a shot on goal, only a foul for the handball could have been given. But you know, by our interpretation of the rules, handling that stops or interferes with the shot on goal is a blue card 2-minute power play penalty.
And let's end with the game-winning goal from that game. Bo Yelovitz dispossesses the Harrisburg player, heads in on goal, and scores the game winner. Harrisburg won a foul here on Utica's captain, but I don't really see a definitive angle that proves it's a foul. I need something from behind that goal line to say that he got the foot instead of the ball. Do I think it's a foul on this one? Doesn't matter what I think. I don't see a clear-cut angle that proves it's a foul.
Well, Phil, obviously the biggest call of the weekend, arguably of the season, and under 90 seconds left in overtime. You see there Francis has control of the ball and is attempting to dribble out of the back, and then Jelovic makes the tackle for the ball. And in real time, this appears to be a good tackle to me. We have a coach's challenge flag for a video review by Harrisburg. So I think now we need to break down what the considerations are for a referee when judging whether or not this is a good challenge for the ball. And as a referee, number one, we need to look at determination of the timing. The timing to me looks spot on as the ball is still there. Then secondly, the amount of force that goes into the tackle, and that's judged by the speed and distance. The tackle comes from a short distance. There's not much speed into it. Jelovic does not lunge into it, so the amount of force is very low, so that's really not a problem. So then the question really becomes, does a Jelovic contact the ball first or contact the opponent first? And, you know, if we stop this video at a certain point where it appears from the camera angle that Jelovic's timing comes underneath Francis's foot and he makes contact with the ball first, and if that's the case, that would make this a clean tackle. However, it also can look like there's a contact first with Francis and that he's tripped up. So a very, very tight judgment call. The referees here, Miller and Saney, they look at this at 17 times, actually, because I counted them, for 2 minutes and 25 seconds, which is way much longer than what the recommendation is. So, you know, I think, Phil, the argument becomes is that if anyone has to look at this play that many times to determine an outcome, is it really truly a clear and obvious error? And I think the answer to that, anyone objectively would say, is no. So they stay with the call on the field of no foul. And, you know, so look, is this a foul for me? I think looking at it over and over again, it probably is. If this had been called a foul in real time, there would not be video evidence to overturn it the other way. So as I mentioned, it's just a real tight judgment call. You know, as referees, they're living in the world of these shades of gray and subjectivity in soccer. And as we all know, soccer, everyone has and is entitled to their opinion.
And that's it for Under Review. And Ryan, we did it in just enough time that my laptop battery did not die on us.
Yeah, you got to remember your charger, Phil.
No, it seems like a very difficult thing to remember.